greatest moment that you and I have ever lived. We have never been better or greater or more alive than we are right now. You see, as long as we believe there's a better yesterday or tomorrow holds for us some sacred guarantee, we're missing out on the greatest moment that we've ever lived, and that's right now. When is it? That's right now. That means participate. When is it? Right now. In that space, I call that anchoring. It's more than, as people say, New Thought means, fake it till you make it. No, there's nothing fake about our theology, our philosophy, and how it works. You step into a future space within yourself, and that's how you're able to be in the now, is because you anchor the emerging self in place. So this is the greatest moment that you and I have ever lived, because we don't need to be preoccupied with all the other things that's going to be happening into our lives, because we have golden keyed it, or God's got it. God's got it, So we say what, and we allow the universal law to decide how. So many people you talk to say, well, I'd like to be in a new relationship. And you go, well, just hold this, hold that. Yeah, but I don't want it to be this way. And I don't want it to be the way the one was I was before. What is that anchoring? I'm anchoring in something I don't want that was the way it was, that I didn't like, or I would still be there from before. Are you following me? Does this connect with you? So one of my colleagues asked me the other day, how has your community been able to do so much? How have you been able to do so much in the short time you've been there? And I said, well, see, that's the issue right there. I'm not doing it. The moment that you think that you are the reason that everything is happening in your life single-handedly by yourself, you've already stepped out of heaven. You've already stepped out of bliss, because you have made it something about your ego, which I'm about some ego, assertiveness, esteem, and all those things. But the deeper part of ego stands for edging God out. Edging God out, you see? And so it's in that space that you connect with giving the idea and allowing the great Spirit to do better than you could in the first place. So when we said we're a campus, we weren't. We weren't. We said we are a campus. We anchored while we lived in the now, awaiting, and all the things fell in place. To 35, 45 events a week. A campus, a model, a campus. When we say we are electrifying, energetic, innovative, spiritual community in the world, that's called an anchor. We're saying to the universe, we believe we have enough fish and loaves to feed everybody. Bring it on. That's what Jesus did. You didn't see Jesus say, how in the world are we going to feed all these people? What in the world are we going to do? What did he say? Didn't he say something like, bring on the baskets? Bring them, let's pray over them. And that's what in your consciousness I'm asking you to do, is to create this anchoring of the visualization of that emerging you, but then you step back and you just live in the now. You keep your heart open, you keep your eyes open, you are attentive so you don't miss heaven going on all around you. And I love the statement that Reverend Ron said. I don't know if he made it up or he saw it on a poster. But you go to the afterlife. You're there. You step forward. And they ask you, how was heaven? How was heaven? As you learn to anchor, as you learn to step into the place that God's got this, you can let go, and you can enjoy the fruits of your ongoing labor. Allow yourself to be born, and so it is. And so it is.
Oh, I love all the spirit that is vibrating around this campus. Say campus. Campus. Yes. This past week, I was studying something because I was thinking about the journey that we have in our lives. And you know, we just celebrated Christmas, was all around baby Jesus. Baby Jesus, baby Jesus, baby Jesus. But the big picture was, I went back and I pulled it up in Matthew, the 2nd chapter, was Joseph had a dream. He had a dream, and the Lord told him to pick his wife up and go. Then she birthed baby Jesus, and Joseph had a dream. And the Lord said, pick your baby and your wife up and go. And he did without hesitation. He went on. He went into Egypt. And then the Lord said in a dream, pick yourself up and go on. This happened 4 times. And without hesitation, Joseph stepped up to the plate and took off because he knew his journey was in that dream. Your journey to change the world could be in the dream. See, if Joseph had not followed the dream, baby Jesus might have been just another baby. That should have made some of you happy. But Joseph followed the dream. Without a hesitation, it said, he picked up and went on. And he answered the calling that was within him. Many of you watching at home have a calling within you. The Lord has given you a dream to be successful. You better pick up and move on it because it's not going to happen unless you do. Because you know what? Joseph had 4 dreams. 4 dreams, and I'm happy in this. 4 is the number of creation. God is a co-creator of your universe. Let me rephrase that, so therefore you might get it this time around. Co-creator. That means God is ready to co-create your dreams, ready to co-create your destiny, ready to co-create what is in store for you. But you say, Reverend Richard, blah, 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 blah. And trust me, we hear a lot of that as ministers. That blah, 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 blah is just a deterrent for you reaching your destiny, for you reaching your dream, for you to understand what the Lord has put inside you. I'll say this. God doesn't make mistakes. So when God gives you a dream, an idea, a thought, it's not a mistake. So therefore, I want you to lean forward into your destiny. Joseph leaned forward and got up and immediately answered the call to co-create what would change the world. He answered the call of his dream. What's after the Mary? La 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 triangle. What's after the Mary? You to awaken yourself enough to understand and to answer the call on your life. Let 2020, I almost gave you the wrong year, let 2020 be a year, let 2021, I did give you the wrong year. Let 2021 be the best year of your life. Let 2021 redefine you as a success maker, redefine you as a lover, define you as a whole person. Because you know what? We've dealt with a lot of crap in 20. I said that. So therefore, brush it off. Grab a hold of the dreams and the goals that the Lord has placed on you. And run forward with all your might and all the thrust that you can give. And God will meet you there to co-create your destiny. Thank you very much.
Finish. Strong faith. Yes, strong finish. Let's have a strong finish to 2020. Let's have a strong finish. I lived in California most of my life, and in California you meet just about anybody from about anywhere. And there was one day where people invited me to a home in the hills of Berkeley. And in the hills of Berkeley, you never know who you're going to meet. There was a master teacher there who happened to be a Sufi. And I walked into this living room where people were crowded in, pre-pandemic days, of course, all crowded in together to listen to the wisdom of this person. There was a person who was drumming, and we were waiting for the master to speak. And then finally the drumming stopped and he began to speak. And what he said was, he turned to people in the circle and he said, "How did you come to be here?" "I took the train." Oh, and you, how did you come to be here?" I walked from around the corner because I don't live very far." "How'd you come to be here?" "I drove and I parked." "How'd you come to be here?" "I took a bicycle." And he said, "And where are we?" "Oh, here." It didn't matter which way you got here. It didn't matter the path you took. You're here now, right? Don't worry yourself about how you get there and all the details of the path on the way. Just remember where it is that you are arriving to, and know yourself that as you are on the path, it has to be perfect because we arrive in that moment. So I thought about the idea of path. And I thought about this idea of what happens after the marry. And I'm thinking about how we need to lay some things on the side of the road on the path, put some things down. In many of the leaders that I work with as a coach, they present to me some kind of an issue or problem they're having with themselves or some other person. And I'll often ask them, I'll say, "Is this a capacity issue or is this an issue of willingness or ability? What is the issue here?" Sometimes people are willing but don't have the ability. Sometimes people are willing but they don't have the capacity. Sometimes people have the ability and the capacity, right? But they're not really willing to do it anyway. You ever had the ability and the capacity to do something, but you still are not really willing to do it? Yeah? Okay. So the differentiation is important for us. And today I want to talk a little bit about capacity and how do we create capacity on the path to the enlargement and the empowerment of our individual selves. We put some things down on the path. How you create capacity in yourself and in your heart is by releasing that which is not yours to carry anymore. It doesn't mean that it wasn't yours to carry for a time, but maybe that time is complete now. So for 2020, what can you put on the side of the road and move on? I wrote myself a note. I write myself notes often. I talk to myself too. And I said, "Christie, it's okay to put down the burdens that you've carried for some time. Put them on the side of the road and move on. Go onward. I don't need to carry it anymore. It's not mine anymore. It was mine when it moved through me and gave me the experience and expanded my heart, but it's not mine anymore. The heart has been expanded. The work has been done. Put it down on the side of the road. After the marry, we put it down on the side of the road, and we move on into a greater version of ourselves, and nothing is in our way." Go with me in 2021. Strong finish, strong finish, strong faith. Yes.
Give a clap, and let's give some love to Reverend Dr. Temple, to Reverend Richard, and Reverend Christie. And then our voices who told us to have that strong finish, strong faith. Wow, that says it. I guess I don't have to talk. Yeah, that says it. But here at First Unity Spiritual Campus, Reverend Dr. Temple Hayes is committed to creating difference makers, influencers, and then history makers. And I am blessed to be here with you. Let me share a bit of personal merry and personal happy I had yesterday. My grandsons are in Tampa with their mother for a family celebration. And they said maybe there wasn't going to be time for them to come across the bridge. But yesterday about noon, my daughter-in-law texted me and said, "Hey, we don't really have a lot going on, so if you can come on over and pick up the boys, you can spend the afternoon with them." Wow. So what an amazing, merry, happy Mary with my little precious buddies I had yesterday. And I think you probably know me. I couldn't get across that bridge fast enough. So what is after the marry? Well, we first have to know what is the marry, don't we? The dictionary says marry is cheerful, lively, and rejoicing. For me, the marry is that connection in spirit we have with our Creator, and then that we have with every other being on this planet. It transcends religiosity. Many feel marry or the merry most intensely during these holy days or holiday season. Our attention and intention are focused on that connection with Spirit and each other during this season. And ritual and ceremony is all part of that, and they're so important. And yet they only mean as much as we focus our intention and place our attention on it. We can just float along through the season without thought or attention, and then we probably don't feel a lot. We get through the days. But like many, you may have suffered a loss during the holiday season. I know I surely have. And every season, that loss is just as heartfelt and heartbreaking as ever. So the holiday season can be a bittersweet time for many, and so many of us. But it's when we make that choice. When we make the choice, when we step up with the ability and the willingness that Reverend Christie just spoke about to be truly present in our life, that's when we can experience the merry, even after the merry season has passed. We open ourselves up to receive when we put ourselves in alignment with the merry. Being present is truly a present for ourselves as well as the other people in our life. Practice self-love. Invest in yourself and make the commitment to be present every day. Every day, expect your life to manifest the way you want. Just like Reverend Richard said, co-create. Just like me being blessed yesterday with spending the afternoon with my grandsons. Be present in your life and go down to the shore and see what the tide brought in for you today. There are endless, priceless treasures coming in on that tide every day. Are you watching for it? Are you ready for it? And most importantly, are you expecting it? Because you have to commit to being present. You have to take that walk down to the shore and see what comes in for you on that next tide. Give yourself the gift of being present in your life. So start walking. Walk in the direction of possibilities and potential. Possibilities and potential emerging intentionally into what your vision is or what you imagine your world to be. And you will break free from resistance. Now, hey now, I'm not saying you're not going to face challenges. We all have challenging times, and we all have those things that we feel like maybe are overwhelming that we can't get over. But it's when we start walking in that direction of possibilities and potential, that's when we will begin to see those challenges and trying times help us. We learn that they help us realize a new way, or maybe we learn a better way. Be in alignment. Give up the resistance. Live your life out loud. Live the life you imagine. Receive all the good that is for you by living in alignment. Living in alignment all the time. Resonating with that frequency of love. That frequency that connects us to our divine Creator, and that frequency that connects us to each other. And it's resonating in that alignment that allows you to flow in your merry, even after the merry season has passed.